Hello there, this is Cookies. I've got EA Machaka here, turn 22. We're continuing to get more ogres to try and fight Hinnom with. And we see things heating up quite a bit, including we have our big fight between Berytos and Hinnom. But first, let's see how the raid went. The raid's goal was to cut the Hinnom retreat route if Berytos won. You can see a number of commanders here, including a new pack of Rephites, which means we're probably not going to win this. We take some sneaky commander sniping, including this Avite commander over here. Once again, Withering weapons, not doing anything. Alright, so this raid is toast. I am curious to see if this guy dies in the aftermath, even though it's replay bugged. Alright, he does not. And now for the main course for this turn. Let's go ahead and see Berytos' attack on Dendra. So these are all the Ichthids that he's been recruiting. We were primarily supposed to help him take underwater provinces, but now they are going to provide his front line. Alright. And I had to step away for a second. Okay, we have a couple of priests trying to bless this stuff. We have some lightning bolts coming out. A number of heavy infantry, a number of Avites who are souped up heavy infantry. And a little phalanx in the center, each flank covered by a large number of Colossi Sacreds. Now they'll do a lot better. They have 14 prot, 22 hit points, which should generally be enough to survive a hit from a Rephite Dawnblade. He's also brought some mage support, doing lightning bolts and mist form. And he's also got his Draken here, which is just lifted off. And it's in this iteration, it's jumped straight on both of the Avite commanders that just got brought in. I think one of them's from the PD. Finishes killing them. We have two priests here. Although a poison breath over this main column would be devastating. Draken seems lost. Bunch more blessings coming out, handing out that regen to all these Rephites. You can see the Colossi on the right flank have just about run out of time. They can't kill all these Rephites, and they're outnumbered. The Colossi on the left flank have broken through, though. It's amazing how different these iterations can be. In a previous iteration, the Rephites almost entirely ran back to go fight the Draken. So. And then I forget what happened in the original battle. It's been too long. Alright, and we get a route here. Because if you notice, he killed the two priests that wandered up to the Draken. So all the leadership was dead. So we have a mass route. I think a couple of these might have died from withering weapons. Alright. So, all in all, very successful fight for Berytos in this replay. Let's see how it actually went. Alright, so Berytos attacks Hinnom and wins. He loses all of 2/3 of his heavy spearmen in that center phalanx. Loses almost pretty much all the colossi, although they do pick up 43 kills themselves. And loses a fair number of ichthyds. He does kill 2 of the Ketasims, does not, and one of the Avite commanders, and one of the regular commanders, but not this guy. I think this guy ran, though, and so he does get maybe some sort of chain route. He does end up killing 20 of the Rephites and 21 of the Avites, and this fairly heavy PD dump. And then that also means that that stuff has to make checks to see if it successfully retreats. And we can see our scouting report over here only shows 20 Rephites and Avites. So I think the lack of leadership might have serious, especially because they weren't actually leading these troops, they had just moved in. I think it seriously affected the number of troops that successfully retreated, because out of 7 connections, they only had 1 that they could get to. So a lot of free Rephite kills there. Very good. Berytos loses most of his army. So he goes from 250, loses half of his army, so now he's about 120. Doesn't lose any mages, though. The Draken picks up 26 kills. So very good for the Draken. And now Berytos is free, because I tell him to go ahead and head back north. He needs to go save himself. Alright, so Berytos is on his way back towards Bergamum. Femoria, meanwhile, is forking Berytos' forts. But now, if he goes onto this fort, False God will be here. And if he tries to storm, False God at least gets a fight. However, this is a lot of stuff. I'm not sure if he wins that fight. I am going to start trying to counter-raid, though. So I've got this little group. It's going to try and counter-raid here. Unfortunately, this little raiding party comes in and moves into the swamp in my cap circle. And it attacked first, so I don't actually get my cap circle, which is unfortunate. One of the communication things that you have to try to do in Disciples. I think I was hoping he would come over here, maybe here, and defend this, but he ends up raiding down here. And let's see. So I've got a little bit of stuff. It's not much. I'm gonna go ahead and raid here with all the stuff I've recruited. I'm hoping this is enough to kill this if it advances. So that's 97 against 67. It does have a pack of Sacreds. It does have some War Lions, some big Scorpion Beasts, and Scorpion Beasts are cool because they have the death poison. And then a large number of Ogres who hit like trucks. So kind of the idea there. Maybe I could HP route them off of the Archers and Barbarians. So, yeah. Berytos having to make some tough choices here. This is a lot of stuff. He has the choice of trying to defend this PD or waiting in the fort for help to arrive. So, got that going for us. And yeah, we can see them. Yeah, so I think we keep Olontava, and they're coming down here. They're going to take Hamaim. Then you see this group coming up to take Oak Woods. In terms of the graphs, Wonka dipping, interesting. But yeah, you can see the big drop from Berytos, big drop from Hinnom. This was a fantastic victory, especially considering the troop quality difference. So very big victory for us. And I'm going to be rapidly sending that screenshot over to other players, hoping to engage them against Hinnom and Femoria. And I think that's what's going to help generate action versus interest. Let's see, in terms of provinces. Yeah, we do see Hinnom increasing. So I think if this is last turn, I think Hinnom might have started hostilities with them this last turn. Let's see. So we see this is Vanheim going up, Blanca's going down. Moria's going up. Alright, so maybe they haven't started just yet. I do manage to convince the Vanheim team to come in and provide some aid, because definitely don't want Femoria growing out of control. So we're doing our best to be a good pair of dying nations where we're trying not to roll over and die and throw the lobby into chaos. Can you imagine how strong Femoria would be if they owned all of this on the map? And then like Hinnom would own all of this. So it'd be pretty bananas. We're gonna try some herd of elephants. Elephants are big enough to try and trample Rephites. It's unlikely, but it could happen, and it would kill a Rephite. If you remember, a Rephite is... Let me see. Blind. Here we go. 100 gold. So probably worth like, oh, 4 or 5 gems. Depending on how you value the gems. They are sacred. They're actually kind of not that expensive, but they cost 2 holy points, I think. Maybe not anymore, but I think at the time they did. Yeah. Sorry, I had to leave for just a second. But yeah, the Fomorian Giants definitely cost 2 holy points. But yeah, we're doing our best trying to stay in it. It's pretty dire, but at least we delivered a solid blow to the Hinnom team. And we're going to try and turn that into a coalition against this team, and maybe we can recover after that. We'll have to see. In terms of recruitment, a new Voice of the Lion, some more Sacreds, a Spider Rider, some Rhino Clan, and I think that's it. This fort's fully operational now. Well, at least it's got the lab. This fort's over here. He's using it to recruit Nightmare Riders because they have a fear effect on the mount. And fear is very strong right now. So we're hoping to make use of that against Femoria. And I think I've kind of talked this one to death. So I'll go ahead and see you in turn 23. Have a good one.